I was watching last week's video on my television, which is like a 4K TV, and it didn't look quite as good as I thought. It looks looks pretty bad. So this week I'm trying out, I've got a new camera, different camera. It's not like a camera I went out and bought, but I've just got a webcam that I've been not using, which I think is better than the camera I was using before. I also have a light up here, and I've got a new microphone that I did go and buy. I'm hoping that kind of dramatically improves the super quiet audio that I had in my past two videos. I've been making some really good progress on the migration of our games hosting feature. So to give everybody a recap, we have two applications right now, which is just a bit of tech debt that we need to address. We are moving all functionality over into a newer Ruby on Rails application. And part of that is our games hosting feature. We've built a feature to allow anybody to upload and share games created in Unity. I'm trying to move that game hosting functionality out of the legacy application and into the new one. So thus far, I've created a way to move all of the information about the games and the people that create them into the new app. Data has been moved into the right place. And then I have also created now a page for listing all of the games that have been uploaded and another page for actually playing the game. So this is our new games page, which you can access by clicking games here, and it just shows a list of the games that have been uploaded to the website. And then when you select one of these, it will take you to a page where you can actually go and play the game. This is just the WebGL build of a game made in Unity. Anybody can upload and use this feature. So the games are playable once you hop in here. What I've done is introduce this page, which has been totally replaced. The old one is gone. And then if you're signed in as an admin, you'll go to a different games page. Notice I've got the updated navigation here, and the header is starting to change. I rendered the summary as well correctly. We've dropped the comments feature because it wasn't really being used. But I've got games being playable now, which is super exciting. The games are hosted in what we call a sandbox. They're like put in an iframe that's in a different host, basically in a subdomain, which is done for security reasons because people are uploading scripts to our website. I'm working on that sandboxed piece next. Then probably I'll move into all the editing functionality and things like that. The way that people can like change the name of their game or change the content of it, and so on. This week we've also been working on the offline or desktop version of our sprite sheet maker. This is something I mentioned in the previous video was requested by a customer who had emailed us, and we've made some good progress on that as well. Let me give you guys a little bit of a demonstration of how that works. If you head over to the tools area of our website, we have the sprite sheet maker where you can upload certain, let's say for instance, something like this. You can upload a number of pictures and then it'll generate a sprite sheet based on that. And then you can kind of customize it, and you can do all kinds of things to change the picture that's output. But last week we had somebody request that this tool be accessible in an offline application. And so that's this now, just an Electron app that takes that page and that functionality and kind of makes it its own standalone thing that doesn't necessitate you going to finalparsec.com. And it looks like it's working pretty well so far. I think there's a little more that we need to do to just kind of package this up and get it finished up, but it wasn't too bad to just pull the app out or pull the tool out and put it into its own standalone application. I think that's all I've got for now. My plan is to just keep making progress with the games feature. I've got the play page largely working and largely done in the Ruby on Rails application, so that's what I'm moving on to next. Hey everybody, it's Thursday afternoon and I wanted to go ahead and just share my progress since I'm not sure how much more I'm going to get done or how much more I'm going to ship or release before I stop what I'm doing to start editing this week's video, which I intend to do tomorrow morning. Like I mentioned, I was working on the migration of our games feature from the legacy ASP.NET application into our new Ruby on Rails application. I've made pretty good progress on it, but I don't have it turned on for everybody yet. Let me pull up my screen here and I'll give everybody a demo of what I've got. Right now, the games page itself won't actually be accessible unless you're an admin. You'll see why, but in the next couple days I'm hoping to have some of these kinks finished up and have this ready to ship. I think I showed earlier, but here's our games page. This is on the new application. If you're not signed in, you'll go to an older page. You can tell by the navigation here, and it just has the game that's been uploaded and embedded in an iframe. But if you're a signed in admin, then you'll see this new page. I don't really say it here while I'm doing the demo, but the huge difference between this and the demo from 2 days prior is that the iframe, the actual middle part of the page where the game is rendered, is now hosted on the Ruby on Rails application. In the previous demo, the page originally was just a Ruby on Rails wrapper with the iframe still actually hosted on the legacy application. For now, I've only got this proven out with a single game, so if you go and try to load and play another game, it doesn't quite work. The assets for all the games haven't been copied over quite yet, but I think that's going to be something quick and easy to knock out. And then that's really it. I think really the things that I need to do are just get the assets migrated over and then copied over for all the games, and then fix this loading animation issue, and then I think it should be good to go. One other thing I want to demonstrate is the inclusion of like a warning for mobile users. So if you try to play these games on a phone, you're not likely to have a good time. With a WebGL game, a lot of these are not going to be designed with touch input in mind, and a lot of phones don't really have the best performance compared to a desktop computer as well. So there's just a warning that pops up here and says, hey, you might not want to do this, and then you can press play anyway, and then it'll render the game and let you try. Once we have the new offline sprite sheet maker available and games are playable on the Ruby on Rails application, I think the next piece that I'm going to move into is to take on and tackle all of the editing and like creation of games. So we've got a Unity plugin that lets you upload or publish your game straight from the editor, and then we also have some editing functionality for like updating games in place through the browser or through the UI of the website. That stuff right now is still all in the old app, so I want to move all that over too. I imagine that'll probably run into next week, but those are the next things that I intend to tackle. As always, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw here, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. Videos come out every Friday. Thanks.